right round like a record, baby. Blam, blam, trucker record. How you guys doing out there in Blam, blam, trucker land? I'm good, Beans. I probably shouldn't block the mic when I do that. Hi, I'm Bees. Who are you?
I'm Buse.
Are you
and
sure?
You know what? I am sure. And you know
All
what,
right.
Bees?
What?
I am ready to rumble! So, what's our topic for this episode, Bees?
The WWE this week in the WWE.
Okay. So, as we briefly talked about before, I'm not as big of a... Okay.
What do you think of the WWE?
I had...
It doesn't matter what you think! Finally, The Rock has come back to SmackDown!
Oh, yeah, I remember back in the day, I had a couple of The Rock's theme songs, I guess, through various means, and yeah, I can...
Don't say Napster. No one needs to know that Napster actually happened, despite the
you,
lawsuit.
I promise you, I never got it from Napster.
It was LimeWire. Anyway.
And LimeWire didn't exist at the time, or at least I didn't know it existed, at least at the time. And I would never, on a public station, claim to have done anything illegal that may or may not be past the statute of limitations.
It wasn't illegal yet. It would become so, though.
It was questionable.
Yeah. There were no rulings on it yet. How's that?
There you go. Oh, man, I'm old. But
it just means you know what's going on. Or at least you were around when stuff did go on.
But The Rock. That was my first introduction to The Rock. I knew nothing, didn't know much about wrestling at the time. It was before Scorpion King had come out. Not Scorpion King. Well, before Scorpion King had come out, but it was before
Mummy Returns.
Mummy 2. Yeah, Mummy Returns had come out.
Which was his
which was his kind of introduction into movie making. And yeah, all I remember is that song. And because I've been requested to. And hopefully we don't get demonetized or copyright struck, but all right, you guys will have to forgive me. I don't have all of the words memorized, but I'll give it a shot.
Okay. You want me to intro you in?
Go for it.
And in this corner, weighing I don't know how many pounds, the one, the beautiful, Buse!
Finally, The Rock has come back, laying down the smack on your funky crack, candy-coated ass, into the square circle, with the great one, the most electrifying moves. Don't touch the station. Children and their children, they all chant with the millions upon millions of Rock fans. Get ready for the square dance. Here's your chance for a candy-ass whooping from the people's champ. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
So The Rock has come back to the WWE. I did not become a WWE wrestling fan until I was over 30 years old. I really missed out on, well, around the time I was 30 years old. It was the match that actually got me. My buddy Tuna, he's like, you got to come over. He was a big wrestling fan. He was like, you got to come over. Well, I'm getting WrestleMania on the pay-per-view. You got to come over. I said, I don't like wrestling. He's like, well, afterwards, we're going to play video games on our PS3. I said, I'll come over for that. Let me know when WrestleMania is over. So he goes, no, you got to come over for the whole thing or don't bother coming over. I'm like, I'll just skip this one then. I'd watched wrestling as a kid and I could tell it was staged. You'll notice I don't use the F word. The F word is fake. It is not fake. It is staged. Those men are real athletes. Those women are real athletes. So, yeah. I could tell it was staged. I didn't understand why people got so excited about it. And then I went and saw WrestleMania. It was the match where, it was WrestleMania 30-something. 32, I think, where Undertaker versus Shawn Michael career match. It wasn't the first one, it was the second one the very next year. The first year that Undertaker repeated during the streak. So it was a streak against a retirement match for HBK. And to his credit, HBK stayed retired for a very long time. Spoiler, HBK loses, a Heartbreak Kid. And the rest of the WrestleMania, fine, whatever. I watched it. It was okay. The pop John Cena got was impressive. But that's the crowd reaction John Cena got was impressive. But I didn't know who the hell John Cena was. Then. I didn't know then who this guy was. I'm like, that guy looks like Marky Mark. I didn't even call him Mark Wahlberg. That guy looks like Marky Mark. Turns out they're cousins.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah. So you got Donnie Wahlberg, Mark Wahlberg, and John Cena, all from south of Boston. You can go to Wahlburgers and not see any of them. Anyway, that match, the last match of WrestleMania, got me hooked. As an intellectual, I said that this is the current evolution of American melodrama. I really think American melodrama has been brought to one of its highest pinnacles in the world of the wrestling and soap operas. And if you're a fan of melodrama, you can really see it in wrestling. But over the years, wrestling has had its peaks and its valleys. And it's coming out of a very big valley that after the Attitude Era, you had some big spikes with different storylines, because there's a lot of storylines in WWE. And now the whole Cody Rhodes, when he left, he was a mid-card performer when he left the WWE. Now he's back as top of the heat, the biggest babyface in the world of wrestling right now. And amazing story over the last 2 years of Cody's return to the WWE from the AEW and helping create AEW, and he became a huge name. He was a big name, being the son of Dusty Rhodes and the brother of Dustin Rhodes, aka Gold Dust. So he was already a name. He was a legacy, and he came back, and they've just done amazing storytelling with him over the years. I'm catching it afterwards, as I don't have linear cable of any sort anymore, or an antenna right now. I'm thinking about getting one, a digital antenna, but the storyline has just been fantastic. He came back to the WWE. He earned a title shot at the WWE Championship at WrestleMania last year. Took his shot, beat the current champion, the current longest-running champion, Roman Reigns. He beat him, but then there was a disqualification event that happened before he successfully pinned him. When he was going for the pin, or around the time he was going for the pin, there was interference that called the match. So even though if there hadn't been interference, he probably would have won the match, he did not win the match. So he lost. This was his big chance. The whole crowd was building for an entire year to this WrestleMania event, and he lost. Because he lost, he doesn't automatically get a rematch. He had to earn that rematch, which he has done over the last year, winning the Royal Rumble back in February. This is actually February still. So winning the Royal Rumble, he was about to announce he was going after the WWE Undisputed title again, to go after Roman Reigns again, who still holds it, when The Rock came back. Now, this goes into the behind the scenes, because as WWE is telling the best storytelling it's been telling in probably the last 10 years, probably since 2013, even better than some of the stuff from 2013, 2014, 2012, 2011. There was an amazing Randy Orton storyline in 2011. Anyway, and then the whole Monsters bit with the Big Show and Mark Henry. Anyway, this is probably the best story we've seen in a long, long time. But outside of the WWE, things are getting bad. We found out Vince McMahon has had sexual allegations, which he denies, but he stepped down, and they've been cast against these allegations are being brought against him in court. And some of the text messages he has sent to this woman who is making these allegations against him seem to verify her story. Now, I'm not going to make a judgment until we actually get into court and find out the truth to the best of our ability, but it does not look good for Mr. Vince McMahon. It looks like he's been a very horrible person for a long time. These are not good allegations, and I hope he's innocent. I hope no one would do these things, but it's bad. And while that is going on, to deal with that, the WWE, he's left the board. Vince McMahon is out. The company that owns the WWE, TKO, has came to Dwayne Johnson, and I'm not saying they weren't already in talks or that this was in response to it, but they came to The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and offered him a position on the board, which he accepted. So now, as The Rock's movie career is not doing particularly well right now, anybody else see Black Adam? Anybody else go to the theater to see Black Adam? I did not regret seeing Black Adam. I did not regret going to the theater to see it. I thought it was a good film. I didn't think it was a great film. I'm not going to go into what I didn't like about it. I will say this, the performance that Dr.
Timothy
Fate
Dalton?
gave. Yes. Wow. Amazing performance. Everybody else was good in it too. Not a bad movie, worth watching. I can go into it quite a bit, but that's not the point of this. The movie lost money. It made $400 million gross and almost $400 million gross, and that wasn't enough to pay for the production and the advertising. So, Rock had a big flop with Black Adam. That was his biggest movie of, last year, the year before?
And it had been building up for years for him playing Black Adam. So.
Oh, yeah. So this was a big hit to his career. He's had a few other hits against his career. Hopefully he'll turn it around. I like good movies. I like movies I like to talk about on here with yous and you guys out there in Blam Blam Truckerland. But his career has stalled somewhat in Hollywood, at least for now. So he's spending time with the WWE. So he comes back, and Cody Rhodes' story gets interrupted. Instead of facing off with Roman Reigns, Cody actually says in the ring, I'm going to take everything from you, Roman, but not at WrestleMania. And then Rock comes into the ring. So they set us up for a Rock fight. And the internet wanted nothing to do with it. All you Blam Blam truckers out there that like the WWE, you wanted nothing to do with it. And Finish the Story trended everywhere. And Cody ruled, we want Cody. And people just chanted and cheered and booed The Rock. For the first time since he was a heel 20 years ago, The Rock is getting booed.
Oof.
Oh, yeah. Serious boos. And he took that and played right into being a heel with it, right into being the bad guy. Started calling people who like Cody crybabies. Went back to being the full heel persona, and actually just gave one of the worst promos I've ever seen him give this week on, I don't remember if it was Raw or SmackDown. He starts calling Cody a crybaby, and, oh, he lost last year, so he thinks he deserves another shot, when he's already acknowledged Cody won the Royal Rumble. You win the Royal Rumble, you get the challenge at WrestleMania for one of the titles. Your choice of title. That's the rule. That's been the rule since I've been watching it. It's been the rule even longer than I've been watching it. Wasn't always the rule, but it has been the rule for well over 10, 15 years. 20 maybe. You win the Royal Rumble, you get to pick your, not opponent, which belt you're going to go after for WrestleMania. So the crowd went crazy and wanted nothing to do with this. The Rock started getting booed. The Rock started getting booed. It was phenomenal. And they did, everybody, all the commentators I was listening to, especially Jim Cornette, shout out to Jim Cornette, probably the greatest commentator in my opinion. The only guy to run a successful small wrestling business, which is still going apparently, OVW. He trained his business, OVW, trained some of the greatest. He's not still associated with OVW as far as I know, but when he did it, he turned it into one of the greatest small business in the McMahon era, in the WWE era. without a huge influx of cash. He built it from the ground up, him and Danny. Anyway, shout out to Jim Cornette. Just he couldn't see a way out of this unless The Rock went heel. And everybody knows The Rock's not going heel. What's his name from Moana? What was the character he played in Moana?
Maui.
Maui from Moana is not going heel. Maui went heel, baby. Maui went heel. If you smell what The Rock is cooking. And it was perfect. It was just great. This past promo was not great. It was kind of stupid. I've rarely ever seen The Rock give a stupid promo. The promo is when they go out there and talk about the show. It's their acting segment of the show. It was just the whole idea that Cody didn't earn this by winning the Royal Rumble is just stupid. Whoever wrote that for him, or if he wrote it himself, that move there, Rock. You're not going to gain any fans by telling the fans something that isn't true. But besides that, this has been solid. This whole storyline has been solid. It's a good build. Hopefully they'll be able to pull it off and finish it well. But if you're not a wrestling fan but you used to be, now's the time to come back. This is the time to see the good stuff. Sadly, it's happening while all this other stuff is happening with Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis. So we'll see what happens with that. Other sexual allegations have come up that were from the past, have started to resurface in light of the current ones. There's been some bad people in the wrestling business. There's at least allegations of it. Some of it has been proven over the years. Some of it has not. But, wow. If you can look past that and know that these people aren't involved in the company anymore, this is a very entertaining story. Cody finally winning the title his father never could. It's good. It's really well done. I'm impressed with these guys. So
Very cool.
yeah.
All right, maybe I'll give it a shot.
Well, start watching the clips on YouTube. Check them out. Check out Rock's promo this week on SmackDown or whatever it was with the Cody Cry. Just look up Cody Crybabies and see what comes up.
Will do. Will do.
All right. That's it for us. All you Blam Blam truckers out there in Blam Blam Trucker Land. I hope you keep on trucking. If anybody knows David Zaslav or somebody from the WB who wouldn't mind hearing a pitch for some DC movies, maybe somebody over at Sony, I can pitch just about anything. I'd love to work on some movies for you people. Views? Or maybe over here. I don't know where it's going to put us.
Yeah, me neither. But either way, see you,
My
truckers.
monitor is here. That's why I'm looking this way.
My monitor is right there, right behind the camera, right behind the light, not behind the other light, but I got a camera up there too I can switch to.
You can tell who's better at the physical side of this, at the technical side of this.
Well, you just need practice and more equipment. We'll see you, truckers.